All right, this is take 2 of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum show. I am not awake. Oh, why does it go away? There he goes. Hey, good morning, everyone. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum show. Went away on a little vacation. As you saw, I got a couple videos out there from last week. That will be issue 1020 and 1021, and this is 1022. And I'm not awake this morning because I had to go help with the elections. Wasn't planning on that, and that's where the servant leader topic comes from. Sorry, I hit the wrong button, and another version, take 1, went out there without me in it, and I panicked and hit the wrong button, so it kind of killed it. So this is take 2, the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum show, and we're talking about servant leadership on Tuesday, which is 2 for 1. Tuesdays where you're doubling your output, 10x in your day. What can you do? And today, let's talk about servant leadership, some experiences, what goes into servant leadership, what it's really about, and just checking everything going crazy here on the screen. It's different. You go away for 5 days and you don't use the software and everything looks different. Anyway, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. Hope you're doing well. Here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit of leadership, little non-IT stuff, maybe a little Kanban, how Kanban fails when you don't have a bunch of servant leaders on your team, and what Kanban really is about when you do. And we do this so you can have some fun and not work crazy hours. Take some vacation time like I did. So after 3 years trying, we finally made it to Disney, went to Universal too. Lots of things I saw in their software, which were amazing, and lots of things that I'm like left on the table that they could be so much better on those apps that they have for both Universal and Disney. I was amazed at the technology they have out there, and it just from an IT perspective, I recommend any IT person go to Disney World or Universal, both of them maybe, and get ideas in how they can package up their products. But we'll talk about that throughout the week. Lots of material I came up with as far as that goes. Lots of stuff out there, new technology. That's the Imagineers and all those people that work hard down there, what they've come up for some of these rides and information sharing. Really, if they really wanted to, the amount of data they could use and how they could use it would be astronomical if they have good product owners and good agile practices, to be honest with you. But we'll go through that over the weeks. I got, like I said, lots of today. Servant leadership. So this morning I voted somewhere. There's a vote that I voted today. Today in Pennsylvania is a voting primary day. Here in Philadelphia is a big day. Voting. There's city council, mayor, stuff like that. Some count questions. Last night, while I was at my kids' baseball game, got a text from my wife saying the clerk couldn't make it and she's sick. She can be out and we need to find someone right away. I'm like, elections like tomorrow. And I'm a committee person, just to volunteer. I do that because years ago we had issues and I said I wasn't going to let that happen again. So I made sure I volunteer every year to make sure things are in place for my small voting location. And so I was going to volunteer. I was going to do the servant leader thing this morning. I got up really early because I'm still, even though I'm in the same time zone, it's like you go vacation, Disneyland, Disney World for 5 days or whatever. You're exhausted. You need another vacation after that. Not enough coffee in me to keep me going right now. Probably why I hit that end broadcast button. But as a servant leader, you have to be willing to step up and take the job that everyone does when they're not there. Now, there's a key here. One, you got to do that, right? And if you don't have the skill sets to be there, my question, are you really the servant leader? My whole career, I practice, ask questions of every aspect of every job I've ever worked with. So I got enough information to be dangerous. Not that you want me to do it every day to be the most productive person on the planet, but I can substitute on pretty much all the jobs. Some of the coding, no, I'm not there yet. I have to catch up to that level. But basic stuff I can do, testing, I can do that. I can do write requirements. I can even do some minor programming and different things and look at logs and monitor traffic and all that kind of stuff. So I can do all that kind of thing. But sometimes you have to step up. Like today, I had to step up this morning. I was there at 6:30 before the polls open if they needed me. But it turned out, got lucky. The city had hired a clerk or something for the other division. So they had an extra clerk and blah, blah, blah. They didn't need me. I'm like, cool. If you need me, call me. I'll come here. If the person needs to take a break or whatever, because it's a long day. It's not 8 hours. It's longer than 8 hours. You have to be thankful for the people that help work the polls, because they do work long hours to do that. They don't get paid much money either. So it's I was going to do it for free, but that's what a servant leader does. But now, what a good servant leader does, yes, substitute, but not every day of a daily basis. And what you have to do is retrospect. And now I have to retrospect on this, because I'm like, okay, yeah, what do we do if the person's sick and can't make it? How do we get a bench of people that can take the spot if needed on short-term notice because they're sick? Need to do a better job of prepping people and getting people prepared. So I kind of retrospect on it. I mean, I can always do it. I'd rather have someone else do it just so they get the experience of working at the polls all day and learn what it is to like to help people get their votes in, right? That's my goal, really. I could do it. I could. No problem. But I'd rather have somebody else experience it so they have a better respect for the people who work the polls. So, but that's part of the servant leader. You don't do it every day. You don't take every job. I mean, I have respect for managers. You hear me complain all the time about grocery stores and stuff. When they get backed up, I see managers or the box stores. They're terrible. God, Home Depot, Lowe's, you're terrible. The managers sit there hiding their little freaking cubicles in their office and never come down when they need help. They should be backfilling and helping people get whatever they need. Staying in the office all day at a box store is actually useless, to my opinion. It's all digital data anyhow. What the hell are you going to do? What are you going to do? Report? Anyway, so you got to do that. Now, this is what kills Kanban. People don't know what Kanban is, right? And I watch this. And you play this Kanban game. This one guy invented is pretty good. It's expensive. You can use it for a group. But it really shows how one of the things in Kanban, it shows where your blockers are. But also one of the keys is that everyone on the team is basically a servant leader on the team for Kanban to be the most efficient. So if testing gets blocked or requirements get blocked, somebody who's a dev or a tester or whatever, or requirements person will temporarily help out in those blockages to keep the work flowing. It's not that they're best. It's part of that T-shaped thing we always talk about, right? But that's what they do. Problem is, a lot of these companies implement Kanban is for like one person, for their stuff. It's not about the person. It's about the work. And people don't understand that. And people just think Kanban is there to measure how efficient individuals are. And that's not what Kanban's about. Otherwise, you just have a, what do you want to call it? A linear system? I don't know. Production line? You're just doing a production line. It's not Kanban, by the way. But it's about other people helping out and getting the work through the blockers. Now you could study and say we need somebody new, but what do you do when you have like two people and you don't always need two people? You only need one person to do the work. Do you really hire two people? It's a good question. So, but that's one of the things in Kanban is if you don't have a team of servant leaders that are willing to get out of their normal role and work in another role to help move work to the done pile, you're not really Kanban. You're just a glorified production line system monitoring people. There, I said it. You can debate with me on that, but I've seen what Kanban's really about, and it ain't what most people train Kanban about. It's not about watching work flow through the system. That's a small part of Kanban. That's just a chart that goes across so you can track your work for the day. How's it going? But that's not Kanban. Kanban is helping out. The same thing as Scrum, where you got a story and someone's blocked or you're done. Before you pick up new stuff, you should be asking your partners on a Scrum team, can I help you? Right? Can I help move things through? So that's a key. So I just want to share that today. It's key with the servant leader. Just from my voting experience early this morning, I did vote. I did get my sticker. Probably should have took my kids. My wife will take kids later today. They were there to help mom and everything, get the voting ready. So they were helpful, but they're exhausted too. We're all exhausted today. But I want to say it's about servant leadership. Servant leadership, willingness to step in when needed. People will see that. That will help you 10x your pay. Not only that, you'll know more about your company, how it operates. So when you do have to hire people, you understand what is needed to do the job. Otherwise, you're clueless and they can be bullshitting you forever and you have no idea what they're saying. And there's a lot of times people say stuff, it's all made up. You know, they're like, oh, I have a bad internet connection. How do you work? I love that one. That's my favorite. Anyway, I want to wish you all the best. You have a great day. Enjoy. Don't forget, servant leaders step up to the plate, and sometimes they have to substitute for the team because they're not there. But then the key in this agile thing, in Scrum, in Kanban, it's a retrospective. How do I prevent it from the servant leader doing that role in the future? How do we make it better? Well, it's really the only last option that you need. And like I said, in this thing, which was non-IT related, what I needed a clerk to help substitute in, I need a better way of having a bench of people that I can call on every election to provide that. And I can tell you another story why I do this. That's another story. Ventures of 30 years of helping at polls that you learn. I want everyone's vote to count, no matter what party, no matter where they are or where they're from, no matter what. I just want everything to run smooth on election day. With that, I say I wish you all the best, happiness. Go vote if you're in Pennsylvania, and have some fun. We're talking about some Disney stuff later this week. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow night, Scott Sampson. He's doing his talk at 6:00 p.m. on the 5 a.m. meetup.com program. You can still register. I got to go accept a bunch of registrations that people registered. He's going to do some mural exercises. His whole presentation is with mural. He likes to use mural versus doing slides. So it's all going to be a mural. It should be pretty good. So I would be posting that, sharing that with the people that registered for the mural access when he gives it to me, and we'll set it up. But remember, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May 17th, Scott Sampson is going to have his conversation about being a Scrum Master. It's going to be good. So we'll see how it works. And please show up. Take care. We got a few people already registered, but more the merrier. All right. Bye. Have a great day and happy Scrumming out there.